Hey, what's up guys? Mass Mechanics here and welcome back to the channel. Last video we covered our straight axle conversion and we got our lift all done and got it to be a driving vehicle again. And it really looks awesome. But the trouble is we're starting to have a little bit of a transmission issue with that V6 transmission. So let's see if we can get that solved and figure it out. Here's our S10. We're outside working on it at night because it is almost winter time now and it gets dark really early. So here she is. The issue we're having is shifting. When it gets warm, it wants to slip a little bit every time you're hard on the throttle and things like that. So I'm going to be changing out the servos to apply more pressure on the band, the forward band, to cause it to hold the gears better. So hopefully that will fix it and we will be good. Now I had a hard time taking out the snap ring. It was really corroded, and now the servo cover itself will not come off. So I have a second transmission I have as a spare for this. That's a low mileage GM Goodwrench transmission. Actually, it's a reman that I was able to get for it, and it's far from perfect, but it's in a similar state to this truck. So I will show you what I had to go through to get the servo out. Now, just from a pair of vice grips on it, the center of the cover broke off just like this. Yep. And then a lot of prying with all sorts of various objects, chisels and all, and we are to this point now. Sorry for my lighting. Again, it's pitch black outside. There's a little seal right there. I broke it already, and we have to pull that seal out, and then hopefully the remnants of this cover will come out and we can look at it. Well, here it is with the cover off. Well, there wasn't much of a cover left. This is all that was left of it, but I got it off. A lot of people say you got to pull that seal off. I pulled part of it and it just snapped, and then I just pried it off. Finally, it was enough to get it out of the way. So this pulls right off, and this part should pull out as well. There we go. And that is our servo. There's a spring inside there, and then I change around all the guts here with the new parts from Superior that I'll show you in a minute, and we will have it redone. The problem is we got to get this cover off in the truck. And as you know, S10s are smaller than full sizes, and even with a full size it's difficult. And then with the exhaust, I had to cut the exhaust off already. I'll show you guys that mess in a minute, but I'll finish getting this apart, and we need to reuse this shaft is basically it. Alright, so we got our servo, and these are our parts that are going in. They're from Superior. A lot of the parts I used on that 4L80E rebuild that I did is also from Superior. If you look, here is our new cover that replaces the old broken one I just smashed apart. And then here's the piston that goes inside. I believe this is for fourth. Has a new seal. Instead of having the plastic kind with the part in it, it's a full lip seal like you'd have on a like an output shaft or something like that. So that's cool. New gasket here, seal, whatever you want to call it. And then this is our second piston here that goes on. This is an adjustment piece that you put on the end right here to apply more pressure to the band until you get to a 1/16, I believe is the play you're looking for. That way you have maximum pressure on the band when it's applied. And these are an upgrade to even the Corvette servo, because they claim that you change the servo out to the Corvette servo and you get a better setup. But you can see this one goes in here, then you got this one that goes here, and then you got the end one that's the cover, and then you got a new one here. So we're pretty much replacing everything even the washers and the clips, and one of the springs even. Here's the spring that's here. So this looks like it's already been replaced to this spring. This one looks like it got replaced, but it's hard to tell. I mean, this one obviously seems stiffer than this one. So this is supposed to be an upgrade to the Corvette servo, not the other way. Like a lot of people put the Corvette servo in to upgrade it. This is an upgrade to the Corvette servo. So this should be maximum amount of pressure. We'll put it in the transmission that's in the S10, and hopefully that'll fix our problem. If not, I will go through the transmission on the floor here and use that one. So stay tuned, and I will get this thing together. Alright, well, I finally got the thing together. This is what's going to be going inside the transmission. This is all the billet parts, all brand new. And this is the old junk that I took out. The easiest way to explain this mess is this is an extension for the pin. This pin pushes on the band that allows the forward gears to go forward. It holds it against the case. The band wraps around the drum and holds it tight. And when that happens, that allows the transmission to go forward. So if you're slipping in all the forward gears around the same problem, it's the band is the problem. The clutches are okay. So what's going on with this is an extension for that. Now, this spring is a little stiffer. That also allows for faster action. And the other thing that makes this kit special is this is our piston that's closest to inside the transmission. Now, it's a solid piece of billet. There's no gaps. There's no issues with that at all. Now, this thing is what was there to begin with. And this had this plastic cover here, or not plastic, it's metal, but with a spring, and that's what it was used like that. And then this went over it. So you had this huge amount of space, and this has no space. So the thing that makes transmissions work, to be a performance transmission, it has to do with obviously clutch material. That's one aspect, but that's not the whole thing. The whole thing is fluid volume and speed of fluid flow and pressure. Those are your upgrades. So what this is doing is it's allowing for a lot more volume of fluid and a lot more surface area of this to allow more pressure. And that's what's going on. You're also removing one of the springs, and then there's a different size. Let me pop this off again. It has a lip seal, so I'll have to put it back in. Let me see if I can pull this off here. Okay. So that's going to be my new outward part. Now, if you look here, this is to give you an idea of the size difference. Now, this is the one that's on the outermost one outside the transmission. To show you surface area, this is the factory one. Not only is this one a lot more size here because there's no cutout, but the actual size of it is drastically larger. So you can see that the surface area is a lot bigger, allowing more pressure to be applied. So that's just a quick little tutorial on how the transmission upgrades work and why doing something like this servo setup is a big deal on these transmissions. So let me try to fight the old one out, and I will take a picture up under there and let you guys see what's going on. But it's really miserable to get out, just like the one on the floor. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get it out a little easier, seeing as how this transmission's in service and the other one's been sitting around for a few years. So wish me luck. Well, this is what we're working with under the S10. There's your servo. As you can see, I already bashed the floor in to clear it. The issue we're having here is that the servo cover won't come out again. I scraped the heck out of it to try to free up any kind of sediment that might be blocking it or any kind of corrosion, and it's just not coming out. I don't know. I hope I don't have to smash this one to pieces like I did the other one, but if I gotta do it, I gotta do it. I just really would rather have it slide out like it's supposed to. That would be the nice, easy way to go. But I'm gonna keep going. I'll show you what I had to do to show you what the locking ring looks like, and you can get an idea how corroded everything was. And here's the locking ring. I gotta apologize again about the lighting. This camera does not like my LED, I guess. I'm trying to get it so it's not so fluttery, but anyways, you can see it was in there pretty good. I had to pry the heck out of it to get it out, but I finally got it all out, and I've been tapping on this thing and trying to pull it with vice grips and pry against it, and nothing yet. So just keep hitting it with penetrating oil and keep trying to break it loose. We'll see. Wish me luck. All right, guys, as you can hear, we got a little progress. You can take a look. Came right out, you know, just popped right off, like they say. It was real nice and easy, as you can imagine. Let's see, we got pieces all over the ground here of it. Over an hour of just pounding on it, and then broke it into little pieces. And then chisels and hammers and prying, and it was awful. But, yeah. So now I got to try to get it out of this bore while it's pouring fluid everywhere, and hopefully I can clean everything out and put the new one in without having an issue with this floor right in the way. So wish me luck again. Well, here's our servo all installed. So the only thing left to do now is try to get this thing down the road and see if it corrected any of our issues. So wish me luck. Well, that repair worked great for about 20-30 miles, and then the rest of the transmission fell apart. It burned up, black fluid and the whole deal. So it is time to figure out where we're going to go from here. So please, guys, like, subscribe, and follow us on our Instagram, because this project will be rolling along real quick. We're the Mass Mechanics.